Hey guys, Greg Burns here at Nature's Image Farm, and I'm really excited to give you the very first sneak peek at the Instantvap Turbo model. Now I know you're saying another model. Yeah, there is another model, but this particular model has some features and benefits that I don't think you want to miss. Let's get it open and let's take a look. All right, let's get this thing open. I'm going to use my handy dandy Honey in the Hills mini hive tool. Isn't that neat? Speaking of West Virginia bee conferences, we're going to be at the Bee Fair in West Virginia later on here in September. Hope to see you there. All right, here we go. Open it up. Look at this. A handwritten note from Rob says, "Dear Greg, thanks for being so awesome. And by the way, don't take this the wrong way. Very handsome, very Tom Selleck-like in your own way. That's you guys are such a great supporter of Larabi's. The likes of which have never been seen. Keep up the great work. We'll see you soon." Rob, thanks for that handwritten note. That was really special. Thank you for that. All right, inside we've got a manual. Look at this thing. You don't even need me anymore. You don't need me to show you how to work this thing. There's an entire manual here with all kind of great information, but check out this graph on the inside. This is really cool. It actually is showing you the efficacy of the oxalic acid at different temperatures. And did you know at different temperatures, oxalic acid turns into formic acid? Great chart to tell you on temperatures and such. So that's handy. Of course, as your instruction manual is inside of there. We got a business card there from the Robbies as well. Let's see how this is packed. All right, there she is. Looks pretty sharp. Here we go, let's go ahead and get it out. The Instantvap Turbo. Check out this LED panel on the top here. That's pretty exciting. What I like about what they've done with this is it gives you the opportunity to know how many cycles that you've actually used this. That's important. It actually is telling you the temperature that this is set at, which is pretty handy too. And then with a series of different blinks, it's letting you know, is it ready to go? Is it warming up? Is the battery discharged? That is all like really important information to have right here in one very compact, convenient LCD screen. So I like that. Number one takeaway, it's really not that different from the compact, other than it has the upgraded panel, the LED panel up here. Okay, what else is inside of the box here? We've got a couple spare O-rings. That's going to be for our plunger. So it comes with one already on the plunger. We've got two backup. Sometimes those can get kind of caked up with oxalic acid, so it's a great way just to keep those cleaned up. I can see there's been an upgrade to the plungers here. We've always known that there's 4 hash marks, and then this top hash mark is 4 grams, and then 3, 2, 1. You get that, but they've made that a little bit clearer and easier to understand. So I think that's pretty cool. The plunger seems the same as it always has been. There's plunger storage on the back there as well, so that has stayed the same. And then inside of the box is also a cleaning cap. So as you're cleaning it, when you get done, you can put a little water right inside of the cleaning cap, and it goes right on top like this. Flip it over, the water goes safely inside of your tube down to the bowl, keeps everything nice and clean. That's a little handier than just pouring water in and making a mess and shorting out your unit. So that's handy that that's inside of there now. That was kind of one of the biggest questions that we've gotten for years, is how to clean these. One of the neat things about the Instantvap is we've been working with Larabi's from the very beginning, all the way back when they were making AC units. And we've, as they've grown, we've kind of grown with them and have been a part of that growth and success by having these online on our shop, here in our store. And we've brought these units to the Midwest and also the entire state of Ohio. So it was really, it's been such a neat journey to be a part of their growth, but also bringing products like this to the great state of Ohio. Well, let's go get a battery, get it hooked up, get this thing going, and let's run it through some paces here in the learning yard that would be more in line for, let's say, like a hobbyist and a beginning beekeeper yard setup, just a few hives. From there, we're going to take it out to a commercial yard and really put it through the paces to really explore the features and the benefits. Let's go. All right, before we get started, let's keep in mind safety first. Make sure that you're using a respirator that's going to protect you from the acid gas that does come from a vaporizer. So we've got a respirator here. A pair of gloves is handy just to handle that thing while it's warm, to keep your hands protected from oxalic acid. And then the star of the show, the real star of the show here, Easy Ox. Oxalic acid, EPA, the registration is approved for use in the United States, also with supers on, at a 2 gram per brood box dose. That's a big deal. Mike's Easy Ox, the Art family have done tremendous work getting a high quality product available for the USA market, for USA beekeepers. I really love that. So gloves, respirator, oxalic acid. We've got the new Instant Vap Turbo with a battery ready to rock and roll. Let's load up and let's let it rip. All right, battery's in. It says off. Let's turn it on. Okay, it's warming up. There's the temperature.
I can see it out here. It's all flashing on the camera.
So the temperature is rising. The light in the back is blinking as it's heating. And then when it's hot and it's ready to go, that'll go solid. While the Instant Vap Turbo is warming up, let's go ahead and get the Hive prepped and get our safety equipment on. We're going to go ahead and use a reducer. And I like that because it gives a little place for the vaporizer to rest. Okay, we're up to temp. It's also showing our battery. We're up to temp at 500. Our light is solid red. We're ready to go. Now, we've got 2 deep boxes here, so 2 grams per box. So we're going to dial this thing into 4 grams. And we do it just by simply turning the plunger. And you see the slide comes down. That'll let the plunger have the correct dosage every single time. Now let's just see how long it takes this to actually vaporize. So let's just test this real quick and give us a really good idea of how fast is this new turbo. All right, let's see how fast it is on a 4 gram dose. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi, 11 Mississippi, 12 Mississippi, 13 Mississippi, 14 Mississippi, 15 Mississippi, 16 Mississippi, 17 Mississippi, 18 Mississippi, 19 Mississippi, 20 Mississippi. So it takes about 20 seconds for that to fully sublimate the oxalic acid powder. We're back to a solid light. It is ready to go again, that fast. 20 seconds, that is half the time as the Instant Vap Compact. Let's just see what it'll do on a smaller dose. Let's dial this back down to 2 grams and see how long it takes. We're at 2 grams. Let's see what that does. 1, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, that's about 6 seconds. And then 12 seconds, we're hot. Let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and treat these colonies right here, and then we'll take it out to the commercial yard and really put it through the paces. Let's give these guys a 4 gram dose. We're in double brood boxes. This does get a little warm, so just make sure I would wear gloves. Okay, 4 gram dose. I like using that little entrance reducer right here because it gives us a nice closed off place to put it. 4 grams, ready to go. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9, 10 Mississippi, 11 Mississippi, 12 Mississippi, 13 Mississippi, 14 Mississippi, 15 Mississippi, 16 Mississippi, 17 Mississippi, 18 Mississippi, 19 Mississippi, 20 Mississippi, 21 Mississippi, 22 Mississippi, 23 Mississippi, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 28 seconds, and that's ready for another round. On a side note, how beautiful do these EnduraHive Propola boxes look? How about the copper dip? How gorgeous is that? How beautiful is that? They sure look good out in the yard, don't they? All right, let's do the same thing here. Let's put our reducer in. Pardon me, ladies. Four grams, here we go. I'll crack the lid up top here and you can see how much vapor is coming through. Actually, I can just move the bucket lid, look, watch. A lot of vapor. It's fast, it's ready to go again. They're definitely faster than the compact, for sure. Now you can leave this closed off, for another, 5 minutes or so if you wanted to. So just a little side note, the bees could really care less about the oxalic acid. Right now, they're more noisy because we got their entrance reduced down. And look what's coming in this morning. What a blessing that is. Look at all this beautiful fall pollen coming in right now. How beautiful is that? Well, what do you do if you've got an Apame hive? Or even better, an Apame upgrade kit for your EnduraHive wax dip boxes? How do you use...
It's blurry.
Okay. So what do you do if you've got an Apame hive? Whether it's a fully insulated or better yet, what do you do if you have the Apame upgrade kit for your EnduraHive wax dipped equipment? Well, this is a hot nozzle. If we go just putting that on the plastic, it's going to burn it up. That's not going to be good. So the solid option we have are the Apame washers from the Hobbyist. Let me show you this. It's an insulator. And it just simply goes right onto the stem here. You just press it on. It has a nice tight fit. Now, that hot nozzle is fully insulated. All right? So, we've got an incredible colony here. All three of these are packages from this year. This is the Copper Dip EnduraHive box featuring Propola. So the inside of all these boxes are textured. We've got 1 deep, 4 mediums. Right now they're brooding in a story and a half. We've got 2 boxes that are actually capped and full of honey. And we've under-supered with 1 more super here to see if they want to grow into that. And maybe we'll pull off goldenrod honey here. So yes, there is honey on this colony, and we can use the oxalic acid, the Mike's Easy Ox, as a great way to treat that. But with that plastic entrance in the past has been a challenge not to heat that up and not to melt it. So the configuration that we're going with here, we are brooding in 2 boxes. I'm going to use a 4-gram dose. What I like about the Apame is we can just close off the entrance all the way down to just this. We'll put our insulated washer right in the tip. We'll close everything off. Here's our 4-gram dose. Ready to go. Now on the Apames, if you're using the vented bottom, you can see how much vapor there actually is here. It will come out the bottom. So it would be better to slip in a piece of corrugated plastic or a piece of cardboard during your treatment here. Or what a lot of folks do is they'll just put 2 4-gram treatments on, knowing that they've lost probably half of it out of the bottom. So that quick. I mean, that is fast. We're back to solid again. We're ready just to keep on going. Now, what I like about these is you can keep that closed up for 10 minutes or so if you want. As the rest of that heat goes up, that vapor is going up through the top and surrounding everything. And you notice we're not losing any more out of the bottom. So that is the only caveat with an Apame bottom, is that bottom is vented. You will lose some of your vapor. So keep that in mind and choose the path that works best for you, whether that's closing that off or maybe adding a little bit of extra OA because you're losing so much out of that bottom. Either way, this is a great solution for the Apame bottoms. Okay, so here we are at more of a commercial bee yard, right? And this yard here, we've got over 100 colonies here, but if you'll notice, all of the wax-tipped equipment has migratory lids. We use a lot of bucket feeders, and everything are on 4-way pallets, so we can move equipment from yard to yard, take advantage of a moving flow. I really think that's where the Instantvap Turbo can really shine, because as commercial beekeepers, we can move much quicker using oxalic acid vapor with this particular unit. So let's see how fast we can vaporize 10 colonies using a 2-gram dose. Let's let her rip. So let's see how fast we can vaporize 10 colonies using a 2-gram dose. Let's let her rip. Ready, set, go. We're going to wait till we have a solid red light to move it. Okay, solid. Okay, so we're 2-4, we're halfway through. Our volts are showing 17.5. It's really not using a whole lot at a 2-gram dose. It's moving so quick that, you know, in the past we've used 2 vaporizers and we've just gone from 2 and 2 and move all the way down. It's moving so fast, I don't know that there's enough time to really utilize 2 at once. Not by yourself. If you have help, possibly. We're down to 17.1. It'll keep running until we get down to about 15.2, and then the battery protection kicks in on this unit and stops it so it doesn't destroy your batteries. Not all of the cordless units do that. Our temperature is climbing back up, 484, 486, 489. It's moving up very quickly. Okay, done, solid. All right, keep the camera on. Let's just keep going. Let's see, how many can we do on a 2-gram dose before we kill a 5-amp-hour battery? Let's just let it rip. Having the blinking light and the LED on top, I can watch it go right back up and there's no guessing. It's a really great feature. It's solid. Well, time to move it. Ideally, we'd be doing this earlier in the morning or later in the evening when everyone's kind of at home. but I really just wanted to kind of show and see what this thing can actually do. It's one thing if there's a new product on the line, it's another thing if it actually is making a big difference. All right, we get it. That's it. Battery's done. All right, we can turn it off and see how many cycles we've got so far. We've put this thing through 28 cycles already. All right, so there you have it. The Instant Vap Turbo. Is it worth the money? Is it a joke? Well, here's what we know. In less than 15 minutes, we were able to vaporize 28 colonies, moving very quick. That is faster, for sure, than the Instant Vap Compact. On average, it seems a 2-gram dose is taking about 10 seconds. By the time you pull it out, move it to the next one, drop your plunger, you know, those steps sort of add up. But we're talking 28 colonies in less than 15 minutes. Actually, it was like 14 minutes, 30 seconds. That's a big deal. There was no slowdown. I wasn't really waiting on anything. There was about a 4-second, 5-second pause that I had physically between each colony. If I had 2 of these, could I be double fisting vaporizers? Boom, 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 boom. I probably could. Could I keep up with that? I'm not real sure. This thing is that fast. When I look at this piece of equipment, I think it's a force multiplier. It creates a lot of leverage here in the bee yard where I can move quickly through my colonies and get them the treatment that they need. So for me, the Instant Vap Turbo is a big win. And I'm looking forward to using this and really putting it through the paces this fall here at Nature's Image Farm. I think that you'll love it too. If you're interested in the Instant Vap Turbo, check us out at naturesimagefarm.com and you can pre-order yours now for fall delivery. As always, we want to remind you to be the lighthouse and be the change you want to see in this world. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.